unstoppable, I'm unstoppable, yeah, unstoppable, I'm unstoppable, yeah, unstoppable, I'm unstoppable, yeah, unstoppable.
Perry from scoreless opposite corners of the state. It'll be coming up right after this, live and free on OH4.
She got that.
Instead of paying for some big-name spokesperson, Kasasa Checking gives that money back to you in cash rewards. In fact, you just bought me this cup of coffee. See how that works? Amazing! Free checking, cash rewards. Take back banking with Kasasa.
And we're underway in the Red Pool final of the Mid-Ohio Spring Classic. Strike one from Caitlin Bing, the pitcher for the Perry Panthers. She is a junior, and Perry will be the home team today wearing the dark gray jerseys with the black pants. Lebanon Warriors in the burgundy or maroon, take your choice, jerseys with the white pants. Their leadoff hitter, Jay Leusinger, you see wearing a black jacket due to this cold weather. 46 degrees at game time, but a 15 to 20 miles per hour wind blowing more or less out of center field, where our intrepid camera operator Dylan Farrell has set up shop. 1-2 pitch on the way to Leusinger, the center fielder, and she takes just off the plate to make it make it now 1-2. It did catch the corner. Then Leusinger, the center fielder, wearing number 14. She is a junior, also plays some second base. And she takes down and away. In case you saw yesterday's game with Perry and you're wondering why the different jersey number, they had a couple players with two different jersey numbers, Bing being one of them. She wore number 7 yesterday. Carrie-Ann Elson, their center field, also changing numbers. Say she will be wearing the number 2 jersey today. 2-2 pitch on the way from Bing, who came on in relief yesterday. She gets a strikeout. Yesterday, Bing pitched in relief, 1 2/3 innings, only allowed 1 hit and struck out 3, including her first 2 hitters that she faced. This will bring up short starter Juliana Gonzalez. Gonzalez is a senior. And Bing again gets ahead in the count with strike 1. Charles Hall calling the balls and strikes. Rick Hannon out on the bases. The men in blue. And that's a hit batter, so the first base runner on a hit by pitch. Now we'll bring a catcher, Ella Teubner, for the Warriors. Just north of Cincinnati, play out in the G-Walk down there. The Greater Western Ohio Conference, for those of you not down in southwestern Ohio. Lebanon beat Loudonville yesterday afternoon, 11-6 in their first round game, and then won their semifinal this morning at 14-3 over Marlington to get to this point. Again, Teubner, the catcher, number 32, standing in. She's a junior. Caitlin Bing ready to deliver. So for the first time, Teubner, or I should say Bing, falls behind the hitter to start with. And is quickly behind in the count, 2-0 to the Warriors catcher. And 3-0, so an obvious take situation coming up here. And she draws the 4-pitch walk, so back-to-back base runners, a hit batter and a walk, and it'll be Tegan Ull, the playing at first base for the Lebanon Warriors. That is Teubner down at first base. Ull is also a senior. And so Bing, who was pretty masterful with her control in her inning and 2/3 of work yesterday, doesn't really have it so far. It's 5 straight pitches out of the strike zone. That one catches the upper part of the zone to even the count at 1-1. Two runners on. And that one in there for strike 2. So being able to bounce back and get ahead in the count. Here it is again on the Donley Ford of Ashland replay. You see the runner Gonzalez, who got hit by a pitch, the shortstop, down there taking her run off the base at second. Outfield straightaway, relatively deep, surprisingly deep considering the wind that's blowing in. And called strike 3. Tegan Ull thought she had the walk, but didn't get it. So 2 strikeouts now for Bing. That'll bring up Kendall Allen playing at third base, another senior for the Warriors. Pitch downstairs to make it 1 ball, no strikes. And this is the red pool final. We'll have the white pool final later on this afternoon. That'll be Anthony Wayne who are number 11 in the country in the USA Today poll. They'll be taking on Portsmouth Notre Dame. Scheduled start time 3 p.m., but with the late start we have here, have to think it's going to be at least 3:30 before we get that game in, barring a run rule decision here. And you might be able to hear that wind blowing into our booth. Off to the right side, that'll go out of play. And Travis Berardi and Adam Thompson are producers and technical people here. And again, mentioned Dylan Farrell outside on the center field camera, Madeline Zizzuto up here with us on the behind the plate camera. 2 outs, 2 runners on. Bing missing inside. Count goes to 3-1. Bing once again falling behind the hitter. She's done that a few times already this inning. But she has gotten 2 strikeouts. Rise ball. And it's ball 4. I was waiting for the decision there. So another walk. 2 walks and a hit batter in this inning. Loads the bases with 2 outs for Eden Chin playing at second base. Chin is also a senior. You see Allen down there after getting the walk. Victoria Boyer out there to talk with the pitcher Bing. Pitch misses downstairs. Pop up over the infield. The shortstop, the catcher had blew back actually, and Boyer, the catcher, records the putout to end the inning. So Lebanon load the bases, but they strand all 3. 1/2 an inning complete, still scoreless. We'll preview here now as part of our Donley Ford pregame show. As we said, as you see the record there again, Lebanon playing in the Great Western Ohio Conference. Perry out of Massillon in the Federal League. There's the notes on the Lebanon Warriors. You see their average of almost 10 runs a game improved a little bit, as I said, scoring a total of 25 in their first 2 innings. But look at that defense, only a run and a half a game, making their 11th appearance in this Mid-Ohio Spring Classic. Player spotlight we saw earlier, Ella Teubner draw the walk but gets stranded. Taking a look at her outstanding numbers. She'll be handling the catching for Lebanon. Set the defense for you. Sophie Scheidler is in left field. Jane Loisinger in center. And Kennedy Yock in right. Around the infield, third to first. Kendall Allen, Juliana Gonzalez, Eden Chin, and Tegan Uhl. And again, you see Teubner there catching. Emily Oatman. Oatman, only a sophomore, also an infielder, doing the pitching there, number 15 for Lebanon. Again, a very cloudy, raw day here in Mid-Ohio. And the Pooch Patrol is out once again. Saw even more dogs out here already today than we saw yesterday. Our K9 cam is always active and working, searching for all the wonderful dogs people are able to bring out of the park. Looks like he's tired out. So Grace Steiner at second base to lead it off for the Perry Panthers. Hit in the air to left field, but the wind will push that out of play. Also, like Lebanon, a very experienced team for the Panthers. Steiner is a senior. Down to third. Up with his Allen. Long throw. Gets her. Peyton Conley will stand in, playing at first base. She is the elder of the Conley sisters. Paisley made a pinch running appearance in their opening round win over Ashland yesterday, which you can go back and rewatch anytime here on OH Report on our Facebook Live and YouTube channels. You know, it's Teubner, a very rare thing in catchers, left-handed thrower. Oatman quickly ahead in the count with that first pitch strike. Make that 2 as she goes off speed down and away. In that opening round game, Conley was 1 for 4. Reach base twice. She scored on a fielder's choice, scored the first run against Ashland when they scored 3 in the third inning to counter Ashland's 2-run second. The check that scored 4 in that third inning, and that pretty much sent them on their way to that first round win. Easy roller for Eden Chin, 2 down. That'll bring up shortstop Delaney Ellis for the Perry Panthers. Ellis is also a senior. Ellis was 2 for 4 in that first game against Ashland, including an RBI and a run scored. Easy play in the circle for Emily Oatman, so a 1-2-3 first. We are scoreless in the Red Pool final at the Mid-Ohio Spring Classic, live and free on OH Report. Okay, we're going to stay right here and get our other preview in. Part of our Donley Ford of Ashland pregame show. We've done our look at Lebanon. I want to look at Perry. In Massillon, Perry, one of 4 high schools in Massillon. You see that 21 wins they have in the Mid-Ohio Spring Classic is joint 3rd. They share that with Elyria. Elyria lost their game yesterday to Anthony Wayne. They're playing, they played Hillsdale earlier today, so if Elyria won, that would put them ahead at 22 wins. And there's the right fielder, C.C. Martin, and her numbers on the season. Martin had a big game at the plate yesterday in that first round win over the Ashland Arrows. Set the defense for Perry. Delaney Dietrich is in left field. Carrie Ann Elson, wearing number 2 today, is in center. And as I mentioned, C.C. Martin out in right. Merely Peru at third base. Delaney Ellis at shortstop. Grace Steiner at second. Paitlin Conley at first. Victoria Boyer catching for Caitlin Bing, who loaded the bases with a couple of walks and a hit batter, but got out of it without any runs scored. And the first pitch is in there for a strike to Sophia Scheidler of Lebanon. She's a sophomore playing left field. One of only 3 sophomores in the team. 2 of them, her and Oatman, are in the starting lineup today. Kyra Heiser, backup shortstop and outfielder, the other sophomore for the Warriors. Scheidler hits it deep in the air to left center field, and that will be right up against the base of the fence. Scheidler with an easy double. That ball stuck there. It's still pretty wet out there in the outfield. Scheidler gave it a ride. The wind knocked it down a little bit. On a normal day, that might have carried over the fence. The first hit of the game for the Warriors. So right fielder Kennedy Yawk will stand in. Yawk does wear number 16. She's a junior. You can't see it under the jacket, of course. Again, 46 degrees at game time with that heavy wind, and you are around 15 miles per hour, gusting to 20 at time. Calm. Yock taking strike one. Fouled away to the right side, 0-2. Yock quickly in a hole. Caitlin Bing looks like she's getting the control problem she had in the first inning straightened out here. Even with that hard hit ball. Down the right field line, it's a fair ball. Scheidler coming around third, and she will score the first run of the game. The Warriors take the lead, an RBI single for Kennedy Yock. And that'll be Sophie Abrams, the designated player, to bat for the Warriors. Shows the button, the pitch gets away, and that'll allow Yock to get down to second base. Should be a wild pitch. That was down and in. Yes, very much so. Not a whole lot Boyer could have done about that. So again, Lebanon with a runner in scoring position. Peru coming inside from third base. This time, she's taking all the way is Abrams. And she's ahead in this count, 2 balls and no strikes. Peru again a couple steps inside the bag over at third. Still Yock not showing a bunt as she did in the first pitch. Now she pretty much has a free swing here if she wants it at 3-0. And a 4-pitch walk, third walk that Bing has given up. And we'll go back to the top of the order. Jane Loisinger will stand in, the left fielder. But before that, though, Perry's manager, Scott Doherty, wants to have a talk with Caitlin Bing. See the Lebanon players down there around their manager, Brian Kindle. Brian Kindle's won over 460 games as the manager of the Warriors. Probably the most notable alumnus to come out of Lebanon High School would be actor Woody Harrelson. The runners on first and second for the left-handed hitting Loisinger, who's going to put the bunt down. And the only play is to first, so Loisinger does her job with the sacrifice bunt. Put out going 1-4. So second and third, only one down. Juliana Gonzalez, who got hit by a pitch in the first, will stand in. And a chance to add to the Warriors' lead. To second, it's Chin. She's going to come home. They have to make the tag, and they do. Excellent play by Eden Chin. So they will intentionally walk Ella Teubner. And that will put runners on first and second for Tegan Ohl, who was called out on strikes in the first inning. And we'll have a pinch runner for Teubner, although can't tell who it is because she's wearing a jacket. And the control that Bing looked like she had going early in this inning has gotten away from her once again. You see that pitch on the down and in on the Donley Ford of Ashland replay. Gonzalez is down at second. Will takes upstairs to make it 2-0. Two hits, 2 walks. And the Warriors had the first run of the game, looking for more. And they're 1 pitch away from loading the bases again. Taking all the way, and it's another walk. So the bases are loaded one more time for the Warriors. 5th walk for Bing. Kendall Allen will stand in. She also walked in that first inning. Just to bounce back from that pitch up and in. Well, Bing, who was outstanding in relief yesterday against Ashland, just having a lot of trouble finding the strike zone here as the starter. Lebanon lead 1-0 and looking for more. Pitch gets away, and the runners all move up, and Lebanon double their lead on the wild pitch as Sophie Abrams comes in to score. So now 2-0 in favor of Lebanon. And still with runners on second and third, 2 outs. Pitch missing upstairs once again. Well, first base is open now. And another 4-pitch walk. So base is full of Warriors one more time. And Eden Chin, the 9th hitter in this inning for the Warriors. And that might be the end of the pitching for Caitlin Bing, and indeed it is. They will go to Maddie Elliott. Maddie Elliott, who started and got the win in yesterday's game against Ashland, will now come on. Now, Elliott is a senior, and she got the start in the win against Ashland yesterday in their first round game. Went 5 1/3 innings, gave up only 1 run on 2 hits, struck out 6, and only walked 1. And don't forget, coming up later on this afternoon when we complete this game will be the White Pool Final. Portsmouth Notre Dame taking on nationally ranked Anthony Wayne. Again, scheduled start time is 3, but again, you have to think that's going to be at least 3:30. But keep it right here on OH Report's Facebook live page as well as YouTube channel, and the Pooch Patrol growing here. A couple of them taking a nap there, trying to stay under cover out of that wind. Again, they have that extra fur to protect them as well. So bases loaded will be Eden Chin, again, the 9th hitter in this inning for the Lebanon Warriors. And strike 1 on the first pitch from Maddie Elliott. Elliott missing down in the way that time to even the count at 1-1. Chin fouled out to the catcher to end the first inning. And that hitter to drive in another run. Ella Teubner's pinch runner will come in to score. And now it's 3-0. Third hit batter in this inning. So Sophia Scheidler will bat for the second time in this game. She led off this inning with a double and scored. Liner through the middle, base hit. That should score 2. The throw he cut off, indeed, it does score 2 more runs. Sophia Scheidler with 2 RBI single. Chin going over to third on the play. Well, Lebanon breaking it open here in the third. Sophia Scheidler with her second of the inning. Here's Kennedy Yawk. She's singled. Runner goes and will get the steal. No throw down because of the runner at third. And Yawk singled but was thrown out trying to score on the double by Scheidler to start the inning. Misses that one as well. Fouled away. And I should say, Yawk was thrown out actually on the ground ball that was hit by Juliana Gonzalez. The ground ball to Eden Chin at second, making the fourth throw to home. And she gets her to fish to strike for strike 3 to end the inning, but a big one for the Warriors. They get 5 and have broken this game open. Back with more here at the Mid-Ohio Spring Classic, live and free on OH Report.
Instead of paying for some big-name spokesperson, Kasasa Checking gives that money back to you in cash rewards. In fact, it just bought me this cup of coffee. See how that works? Amazing! Free checking, cash rewards. Take back banking.
Bottom of the second, Perry down by 5, facing Emily Oatman. That's Marley Peru playing at third base for the Perry Panthers. Peru was 1 for 4 in the opener over Ashland, a single with a run scored and an RBI. Out ahead of that off-speed pitch. Nice little drop ball thrown by Oatman. You have to wonder how a long inning like that, sitting on the sidelines in the dugout on this cold day, affects her. Always want to get that shutdown inning after getting the lead as Oatman misses down and away. Peru ahead in the count at 2-1. And Peru was part of that big third inning when the Panthers scored 4 runs and basically took control of the game from there in their first round win over Ashland. Can't catch up to that fastball up and in. Outfield straightaway not very deep, especially Loisinger out there in center field. Allen playing inside the bag at third. Off speed again. The count goes full to 3-2. Uhl over at first, just about even with first base. Chin at second, playing pretty deep on that right side and well to her left. Gonzalez, the shortstop, also playing pretty deep as well. She's creeping in. And a leadoff walk for Peru. So the first base runner for the Perry Panthers. I mentioned Perry, one of 4 high schools in Massillon. The most famous of them, of course, being Massillon, Washington, the famous Massillon Tigers of high school football fame. C.C. Martin, the right fielder, who we spotlighted, will stand in. I mentioned her spotlight. She had a big game yesterday. 3 for 4, including a stolen base, a run scored, and an RBI. Out way in front of that pitch, fouling it almost over to field 1 to our left. Complex has 4 fields. Behind us is number 4, which is actually a baseball diamond, but they've adapted it for softball for this tournament. Field 3 to our right, where the consolation game, the third place games are being played, and field 1 to our left. So Oatman ahead 0-2, trying to get Martin to chase. She didn't bite. Peru at first after the walk. Again, the first Perry base runner. You see the sun is showing through some of the clouds. It's a pretty heavy cloud cover. There's a few breaks up there. Past the third basewoman and into left field, the first hit of the game for the Panthers. And Perry looking to bounce back immediately after giving up 5 in the top of the second. This will be Lucy Dragos, the designated player for Perry, number 34. She is a senior. She was 2 for 2, I should say, with a sacrifice bunt, a run scored, 2 singles, and an RBI in the opening win over Ashland. Looks to get the bunt down and does so to move the runner over. So her second sacrifice bunt of the tournament puts runners at second and third with 1 out. And that will bring up catcher Victoria Boyer for the Panthers. Boyer is also a senior. She was 1 for 4 yesterday with a single and a run scored in that win over the Arrows to open the tournament. And takes ball 1. And Emily Oatman now behind at 2 balls and no strikes. You might have heard somebody calling out numbers, coaches, as the ball's fouled away down the left side. Coaches call out a series of 3 numbers to let their pitcher and catcher know what pitch to throw. And, of course, the pitchers wear the wristbands just like American football quarterbacks do to determine which pitch is next. Allen is playing inside the bag at third to the shortstop Gonzalez. Makes the play to first, gets the RBI as the run scores. So Boyer with a productive out gets the Perry Panthers on the board as Martin is able to advance to third. So 2 outs for the center fielder, Carrie Ann Elson. I mentioned yesterday's game. She wore number 10, now wearing number 2. Elson is also a senior. Chin coming in very, very close from her position over at second base. That pitch catches the upper part of the strike zone for strike 1. You can look at it on the Donley Ford of Ashland replay. Elson was 1 for 2, a single, a stolen base, 2 RBI, and a walk, and a run scored. And Kendall Allen a few steps inside the bag at third, Chin inside the baseline at second. Uhl at first base playing pretty deep. Probably trying to cut off that run from scoring. Throw gets away from the pitcher. They've got a chance to score, and great work by C.C. Martin to take advantage of it. Alert play by the right fielder to score the run and make it 5-2. As the throw back to the pitcher got away from Oatman. Well, Oatman ahead in the count, 1-2 pitch. Will swing, slap through the middle for a base hit. Going past Eden Chin. I'm not sure my direction right there and there, so I'm not sure if you could say that went east. The Ashland Arrows. Dietrich did not have an official plate appearance. She walked twice and had a sacrifice bunt. The walk resulted in a run, an RBI. She floats one down the right field line, but just foul outside of the first base line. The Perry Panthers playing a little small ball here and taking advantage of an opportunity. Have pulled back 2 runs in this bottom of the second. Oatman throwing one wide to see if Dietrich would fish, but she didn't. Adam Thompson said with the weather today, we were like ice fishing. He's not far wrong. Again, the temperature is 45, but that real feel has to be below 40 with this wind blowing at 15 miles per hour. 2-2 count. Runner on first. Perry looking for more as Dietrich fouls away to the right side. It's heading for the stands over there on field number 3. Dietrich is a junior. And Charles Hall, the home plate umpire, had to go chase down another ball. Looks like at least one has yet to be returned. 2 runs in for the Perry Panthers, looking for more with 2 outs. Again, Allen inside the bag at third. Easy play for the shortstop Gonzalez to end the inning, but Perry get 2 runs. And they're getting their way back into this game. We've completed 2 at the Mid-Ohio Spring Classic, live and free on OH Report.
Instead of paying for some big-name spokesperson, Kasasa Checking gives that money back to you in cash rewards. In fact, you just bought me this cup of coffee. See how that works? Amazing! Free checking, cash rewards. Take back banking with Kasasa.
Sophie Abrams, the designated player, standing in against Maddie Elliott and swings through an off-speed pitch for strike 1. Abrams walked and then scored on a wild pitch in that second inning when the Warriors got 5. Now leaving the count at 1-1. Abrams, the only freshman in the Lebanon team. A little off on the release point there by Elliott to make it 2-1. Abrams walked in that second inning on 4 straight pitches. That was one against starter Caitlin Bing. Taking all the way with strike 1. To the right side, but foul. So Elliott able to bounce back. Bing only went an inning, a third, and that's not as long as her relief appearance yesterday, as her and Elliott switch spots. Down to first will be an easy play for Peyton Conley, 1 down. Back to the top of the order, Jane Loisinger, the center fielder. She's 0 for 1, walked or struck out to start the game, and got the sacrifice bunt down in that second inning. Moving Abrams and Yawk up to second and third. She's going to put down the bunt and try to beat it out for a hit, and she does just that. Loisinger pretty fast on that first base line, gets her first hit of the afternoon. She can move. So a 1-out bunt single brings up the shortstop, Juliana Gonzalez. She's 0 for 1. She got hit by a pitch in the first and then grounded into a fielder's choice in that second inning. Pitch down in the carpet against an artificial turf infield here. One of the reasons why this tournament was moved here after a couple of years of rain. Peru and Conley well inside the bases at third and first, respectively, looking for a bunt here with 1 out. Runner goes. Good pitch to handle, but the base is stolen. Loisinger with a stolen base. First one of the day for the Warriors, and they have a runner in scoring position now with 1 out. It's a good pitch to handle, but not the greatest of throws from Victoria Boyer. A little bit of a looping throw. Pitch missed upstairs. And another walk. Second walk that Elliott has conceded. And the catcher, Ella Teubner, will stand in. She's yet to have an official at bat. She walked in the first, got the intentional walk in the second, scoring a run as the throw pitch gets the way, and the runners move up on the wild pitch. Second wild pitch that Elliott has thrown. And now they'll give Teubner another intentional walk to load the bases for Tegan Uhl. Only one out, the leadoff ground out by Sophie Abrams. And Tegan Uhl 0 for 1. She was caught on strikes in the first, walked and scored in the second. First pitch missing, down and away. Through the middle, base hit. That'll score 1 run, maybe 2. Ball's bobbled out in center field. Here comes the second runner. It's a double. They're going to send her home, and it'll be a 3-run RBI double for Tegan Uhl. She goes to third on the throw in. Tegan Uhl clears the bases. And Lebanon with an answer to the 2-run inning by Perry. Eight to 2 in favor of the Warriors out of the GWOC. It'll be Kendall Allen now to stand in. Pitch down the carpet, gets away from Boyer, but Uhl holds at third base. Allen also yet to get an official at bat. She's walked twice, scored in that second inning. That one missed outside as well. Two-0 pitch on the way from Maddie Elliott. Goes off speed. Still can't find the strike zone. Eight runs on 5 hits for Lebanon right now. And another walk. George Stallings, who was the manager of the Boston Braves, the Miracle Braves in 1914, which went from last place on 4th of July to win the pennant and then the World Series. When he was dying, he was asked, "What is killing you?" And Stallings said, "Bases on balls." And right now that's killing the Perry Panthers in this game, down 8-2. Well, the runners hung up. She was stealing. They run a double steal and score the run. And finally, Allen is thrown out over there. 2-6-4, or 2-6-3, I should say. But the run does score. She went down and hesitated, and that allowed Tegan Uhl to score to make it 9-2. To the shortstop, Ellis. And that will do it, but another big inning for the Lebanon Warriors. They stretch their lead to 9-2 here at the Mid-Ohio Spring Classic, live and free on OH Report. Perry Panthers in a big hole, down by 7. They'll go back to the top of the order with Grace Steiner at second base. She led off by grounding out to Allen over at third. And she did offer at that pitch for strike 1 against Emily Oatman. Again, another long inning for Lebanon at bat, accentuated by all the walks that they've got. This is down and away to even the count at 1-1. Bottom of the third. You can hear the coaches calling out that sequence of numbers. To the right side, Chin makes the play for out number 1. Eden Chin with an excellent defensive play. Peyton Conley at first base. She grounded out to Chin in her first appearance back in the first inning, a 1-2-3 inning for the Panthers. The only 1-2-3 inning we've had for either side so far. Squibber again to Chin, has an easy play for out number 2. Well, Delaney Ellis will stand in. She bounced out to Ortman to end the first inning. Perry had a bit of an answer in that second inning, getting 2 after Lebanon got 5 in the second. But so far, no answers here. Oatman looks to be settling into a groove out there in the circle. And there's more evidence of it with strike 1. Ellis quickly behind the count, 0-2. And again, we'll have Portsmouth Notre Dame against nationally ranked Anthony Wayne in our white pool final. After this, we're about 20 minutes after the conclusion of this game. And this game is already running long with all the walks we've had. And Allen inside the bag at third. Chin is able to knock that one down. Can she make the play? No, she can't. Have to think that'll be an error on Chin as she bobbled the ground ball. We'll get another look at it on the Donley Ford of Ashland replay. But a 2-out base runner. And again, here it is. Chin got there, just couldn't pick it up. And by the time she did, Ellis was able to beat the throw out. So 2 outs for Marley Peru at third base. Peru opened the second inning with a walk and later scored. Peru to shortstop. Gonzalez with the long throw out of the hole and just barely got her. So nothing going for the Panthers in the bottom of the third. More after this at the Mid-Ohio Spring Classic, live and free on OH Report.
Instead of paying for some big-name spokesperson, Kasasa Checking gives that money back to you in cash rewards. In fact, it just bought me this cup of coffee. See how that works? Amazing! Free checking, cash rewards. Take back banking with Kasasa.
Back at the Mid-Ohio Spring Classic, Caitlin Bing looks like she's going to return to the mound for the circle for the Perry Panthers. And she went only an inning a third to start the game. Gave up 5 runs on 3 hits. Lebanon Warriors, they have 5 hits in the game, but they've issued 9 walks, 2 of them intentional, as well as a hit batter. And Bing will start out by facing Sophia Scheidler. She's 2 for 2. A double and a run scored in the second. A single and a stolen base in the also in the second, getting 2 RBI in that inning as well. Hit hard deep into left field. That'll be off the fence. Another double for Scheidler. Sophia Scheidler with 3 hits, including 2 doubles. She also led off that second with a double and ended up scoring. Kennedy Yawk, the right fielder, will stand in. She's 1 for 2, singled in that second inning. Actually singled and struck out in the second inning. Will roll up the first base line off the end of the bat, goes foul. Sixth hit of the game for the Warriors. Yeah, Charles Hall and Rick Hannon are going to have a conversation. And Charles Hall behind the plate calling the balls and strikes. Wonder if they're discussing whether or not that ball hit Kennedy Yawk outside the batter's box as the K9 cam picks up another pooch. That's right. I saw that dog walking around earlier. Has lost one of its back legs, but still moves around pretty well. However, he or she's got to feel a lot more comfortable and warm being carried like that. That pitch misses up and away for ball one. Bing delivers, bouncer. Nice play by Peru at third. Gets the runner to stay at second and makes the put out at first. Excellent play. Marley Peru coming up with the pick, getting in front of the shortstop, as she should do, and holding the runner at second. So one out for Sophie Abrams, the designated player. She walked and scored on a wild pitch in the second inning. Also grounded out to Peyton Conley at first to open the third. See, that's still Scheidler down there at second base. And that pitch catches the corner to even the count at 1-1. I should say 0-2, I should say. Foul away to the right side. Panoramic view of the second field here at Marshall Park in Ontario. Ontario High School, which played yesterday in this tournament, hosting a regular season game across the road. And she can't catch up to Bing's fastball for strike three. Third strikeout for Bing, fourth overall for the Perry pitchers. She gets Loisinger to chase at that fastball. And Maddie Elliott got the other strikeout when she came on in relief in that second inning. Peru well down the line at third, looking for the bunt. Scheidler did advance to third on that ground out, or on that one pitch as the ball's fouled away again. Again, Peru well inside the bag at third and charging. Loisinger 1 for 2, struck out to open the game, sacrificed bunt in the second, singled, stole a base, and scored in the third. And she takes strike three to end the inning. 11 on can't add to the lead. We'll go to the bottom of the fourth. Warriors up by 7, live and free on OH Report. of the fourth. That's Emily Oatman, the Lebanon pitcher. Giving up 2 runs on 3 hits. Back of third base, the shortstop Gonzalez will put that away to retire C.C. Martin for the first out. That's a tough play in this wind. So 1 out, that'll bring up Lucy Dragos, the designated player. Sacrifice bunt in the second to move Peru and Martin up to third and second, respectively. They're both later driven in by Boyer and Elson. I should say Elson got both RBI. I take it back. And Oatman is in there with strike 1. Again, Anthony Wayne and Portsmouth Notre Dame in the White Pool Final coming up about 20 minutes after this one concludes here at the Mid-Ohio Spring Classic as Oatman misses down and away to even the count at 1-1. And Anthony Wayne, 11th in the nation according to the USA Today poll. And they have lit up the score sheets here. And it's 2-1 as that pitch missed downstairs. Anthony Wayne have scored 33 runs in their first 2 games here in this tournament. A couple of run rule decisions. Dragos takes another pitch upstairs to run the count 3-1. Oatman, a little too much rise on the rising fastball. And Dragos gets the free pass. Second walk that Oatman has given up. It's a catcher Victoria Boyer will stand in. And there will be a runner. It'll be Lucy Zapatasny will go in to run. There's a Lacey Zapatasny. And Dragos is the designated player. Allen and Ohl inside the bases at third and first. And Boyer gets ahead in the count early with ball 1. She grounded out to shortstop in the second inning. And Oatman gets the pitch over to even the count at 1-1. You get an obstructed view there of Allen over at third base. Off-speed pitch hit in the air to center field, and it'll be an easy play for Leusinger for the second out. Carrie Ann Elson, the left-handed hitting center fielder for the Panthers, will stand in. Again, she's a senior. She singled to drive in a couple of runs, those 2 Perry runs in the second inning. Then you get a look at Zapatasny down there getting instructions from her manager, Scott Doherty. Doherty's has won 180 games now at Perry. Nelson doing the Ichiro Suzuki move, but fooled badly on the off-speed pitch. You can see Elson chokes up quite a bit on the bat. Steps up again, but takes high. I forgot Boyer had scored the run, or drove in the run with the ground ball out. They conceded the run, so only 1 RBI for Elson, not 2. It's Nelson now with 3 RBI, at least 3 RBI in this tournament. And gave your voice calling out a sequence of 3 numbers. That's the coach giving the pitch information to the pitcher and the catcher. The count is now 2-2 with 2 outs and a runner on first. Zapatazny running for Dragos after she walked. Two-two pitch from Oatman. Easy play at second for Chin, playing well inside the line, and that will do it for the 4th inning for the Perry Panthers, who come back to bat, already up by 7 at the Mid-Ohio Spring Classic, live and free on OH Report.
Instead of paying for some big-name spokesperson, Kasasa Checking gives that money back to you in cash rewards. In fact, you just bought me this cup of coffee. See how that works? Amazing! Free checking, cash rewards. Take back banking with Kasasa.
That's Juliana Gonzalez, the shortstop for the Lebanon Warriors. She'll lead off the top of the 5th with her school up 9-2, along with Dylan Farrell and Marilyn Zizzuto on the cameras. Travis Berardi and Adam Thompson are producers. I'm Keith Kokinda. Glad you could join us here. Caitlin Bing there on the mound, back on the circle. And she misses up and away for ball 1. Gonzalez officially 0 for 1. She's reached base all 3 times, was hit by a pitch in the first, reached on a fielder's choice in the second, walked in the third, went to second on a wild pitch, and eventually scored on the double by Tegan Uhl. She takes that pitch inside to make it 2-0. Off the end of the bat, Steiner's going to have to hustle to get it over there, and does, out number 1. Ella Teubner has walked all 3 times she's been to the plate, the last 2 intentionally. In both those instances, she came around to score in the second and the third. And Bing misses upstairs to open the proceedings against the Lebanon catcher. And Teubner ahead 0-2. Peru playing very tight to the line, a step or 2 behind the bag down at third base. The shortstop, Ellis, pretty shallow. Outfielders playing straight away, fairly deep, even with that wind blowing. We've seen Scheidler reach the fence a couple of times for the Warriors. And it's a 4-pitch walk, so the 4th walk to Teubner in this game. So with 1 out, that'll bring up Tegan Uhl at third base, who has 3 RBI. As you see her stats on the season, that's probably one of the reasons why they've intentionally walked her twice and pitched very carefully to her the other 2 times. And Uhl is 1 for 2. She fists that one off. She was called on strikes in the first, walked, and scored in the second. Doubled in 3 runs and later scored in the third. Pitch runs inside. 1-1. One out, runner on first. And a hit batter. Second Lebanon Warrior get hit by a pitch. Gonzalez got hit in the first. That was also by Caitlin Bing as the starter. So Kendall Allen also without an official plate appearance. 3 walks, a run scored, an RBI. Also aided in a run coming across when she got held up, when she held herself up on a double steal, allowing Tegan Uhl to score from third. And again, Teubner with a pinch runner down there at second base, but again, you can see she's wearing the, right there, you can see in our camera shot, she's wearing that hoodie, so we don't have a number, so we do apologize for not knowing who that is down there. Best guess is it's either Kyra Heiser or Nevia Strickland. Those are the only 2 players not in the lineup. That was in there for a strike as well. Ten Warriors have walked, plus 2 have been hit by pitches. That's more than the 6 hits that they have. So they've actually, players either with walks or hit batters, they've doubled that. That's double the number of hits the Warriors have. And another walk. And that will load the bases for Eden Chin. Still only 1 out. Check it, that was the 3rd hit batter for the Warriors. Chin was hit in the 2nd inning. She grounded out. She popped up to first to end the 1st inning, and then grounded out to shortstop. She has the RBI when she got hit by a pitch in the 2nd. That was with the bases loaded, as they are now. Peru well inside the bag at 3rd and pretty tight to the line. Peyton Conley at first about even with the bag. Ellis and Steiner at 2nd and short, not playing terribly deep. Outfield swung around a little to the right side as Chin takes a strike. Chin officially 0 for 2, but she does have the RBI from the being hit by a pitch in the 2nd inning. Down in again. So both Bing and Elliott have struggled with their control. Bing in particular. That gets the top of the strike zone. Nowhere to put her and already down 7. Looping liner to shortstop, and they didn't get the double play. Good play by Ellis trying to get the runner back at 2nd. But that will be out number 2 and a big out because it keeps the runners where they are. And it'll be Sophia Scheidler, who is 3 for 3, 2 doubles, a single, a stolen base, and 2 RBI, and a run scored. And as you can see, it's conference time once again for the Perry Panthers, trying to get out of this without a run being scored. We have to like to thank all of our sponsors here who allow us to bring you these games live and free on OH Report. DONLEY Ford of Ashland, CAROTHERS Pest Control, who sponsor our player of the game afterwards. Scout Construction, and Sutton Bank, and also thanks to the Ontario Youth Sports people for handling the score bug. And I'm not sure what's going on here as Brian Kindle's having a talk with the umpires Charles Hall and Rick Hannon while the entire Perry team has gone to their dugout, as has the Lebanon team for that matter, except for the base runners. Oh, did they rule that was a double play at the end? If indeed it was, well, that's the end of the inning then.
Instead of paying for some big-name spokesperson, Kasasa Checking gives that money back to you in cash rewards. In fact, you just bought me this cup of coffee. See how that works? Amazing! Free checking, cash rewards. Take back banking with Kasasa.
Going to the bottom of the fifth inning. And we'll get another look at that play there. And originally, Rick Hannon signaled that Gonzalez was safe down there, or I should say, Gonzalez was it Tegan? Yes, Tegan Uhl, who was down there at second. And so we'll get try to get a closer look here when we get the opportunity. Meanwhile, it'll be Delaney Dietrich batting for the Perry Panthers to open the bottom of the fifth. And they have a 7-run lead. There she takes strike one. Emily Oatman, the pitcher for Lebanon, giving up 2 runs on 3 hits. She's walked 2, yet to record a strikeout. But she's ahead 0-2 here. Well, we'll take another look at that play down at second base. Sure looked from here like she got the tag on, but Charles Hall and Rick Hannon talked about it afterwards and reversed the decision. Allen playing inside the line at third as Dietrich won't offer at that pitch down and away. Outfield straight away, but not very deep. Again, Leutzinger in center, plays a pretty shallow center field. As the sun breaking through the clouds once again as the count evens up at 2-2. Delaney Dietrich takes ball 3, so she's gotten the count full after falling behind. 0-2. Dietrich, here it is one more time, and it looks like that the tag was made by Ellis on the left ankle of Uhl. Dietrich grounded out to shortstop to end the second inning. Right back in the circle, Oatman with an easy play for out number 1. Grace Steiner, leadoff hitter. She is 0 for 2, grounded out to third and hit a line drive to Eden Chin over at second to lead off the third inning. An off-speed pitch in there for strike 1. Fouled away off the Lebanon dugout on the right side. The temperature still holding steady at 46 degrees, but that 15 miles per hour wind makes it feel a lot colder. As Steiner takes down and in for ball 1. Get a look at that on the Donley Ford of Ashland replay. And Oatman can't make the play on that line drive, and it'll be a base hit for Grace Steiner. At least it should be. I'm going to score it as one. That was not an easy play. Contrary to popular belief, whether or not a fielder touches a ball is irrelevant in deciding whether it is a hit or an error. So with one out, Paitlin Conley at first base. She's grounded out to Eden Chin at second twice in the first and the third. Only one error on the Warriors defense as Conley takes a strike down and in. That pitch bouncing off the artificial surface to even the count at 1-1. Yeah, it's a grass outfield. It's still a pretty heavy, thick grass out there, too, even though it was mowed yesterday. And again, it's made even heavier by the rain we had earlier in the week. Slow roller to Gonzalez at shortstop. She'll only have one play at first, and she makes it. The Steiner moves up to second. And speaking of shortstops, it'll be the Perry shortstop, Delaney Ellis, to bat. She's 0 for 2. Bounced out to Oatman to end the first. Reached on an error by Chin in the third, but was stranded there. Allen well inside the bag at third. Perry haven't had too many base runners. They've stranded one in each of the last 3 innings. They have one in scoring position, but with 2 outs. And Delaney Ellis quickly in the hole, 0-2. Excellent pitch down and in from Emily Oatman. Steiner, the runner at second, hitting to short left center field. That will drop for a hit. Steiner being held up at third, and on the throw home, Delaney Ellis goes down to second. Only the 4th hit for the Perry Panthers. It's a little blooper that found the right place. A flare, as the late great Vin Scully would call it. So Marley Peru at third base will stand in. She walked and scored in the second, grounded out to shortstop to end the third. The shortstop Gonzalez playing well over into the hole as Peru can't hold up on the high fastball. Another opportunity here to get a run or two across for the Perry Panthers. And they need it down by 7. 2 runs on 4 hits for Perry out of the Federal League up in Stark County. Again, Steiner at third, Ellis at second. Fouled away to the right side. One and 2 count. Peru with a chance to bring the Perry Panthers a little bit closer here. 2 and 2. Oatman being pretty careful here, although CeCe Martin is waiting to bat next. Not sure pitching around Peru might be the wise idea. Martin has a single and a run scored. And that runs the count. Runs the count full. This is beginning to look like the old unintentional intentional walk. And she's rung up on a called strike 3 to end the inning. So the Perry Panthers strand 2 when they needed a big hit. We go to the top of the 6th. Lebanon leading 9-2, live and free on OH Report. To the top of the 6th we go. We have a substitution there, looks like for Perry. Paisley Conley, the younger of the Conley sisters, is in the game, didn't see what position she's in, so we'll see where she goes into the batting order. As you see our Donley Ford of Ashland scoreboard. You look at the numbers for Lebanon on that line score, it's augmented by the fact that they've been given 11 walks, 2 of them intentional to Ella Teubner, and also 3 hit batters. Total of 14 walks and hit batters to go with those 6 hits. It'll be Sophia Scheidler to lead it off. She's 3 for 3. 2 doubles, a single, 2 RBI, and a run scored, and a stolen base. In the air, deep into left field, way back, off the fence again. 3rd time she's doubled off the left field fence today. And all 3 doubles have come as the leadoff hitter. Again, you have to think she'd probably have at least 2 home runs today if it weren't for that stiff breeze that's blowing in as Kennedy Yawk, the right fielder, stands in. She's 1 for 3, a single and an RBI. That single and RBI came in that 5-run 2nd inning. Meant to see the pitch missing up and away on our Donley Ford of Ashland replay. That one misses down and away. Two 2-1 pitch from Caitlin Bing, who started, came out for Maddie Elliott, and then went back in. And she's still having control issues as the count runs 3-1. And another walk, the 12th walk of the game, issued by the Perry pitchers, Caitlin Bing and Maddie Elliott. It'll be Sophie Abrams, the designated player. She is 0 for 2. Walked and scored on a wild pitch in the 2nd. Trying to get the bunt down, but fouled it off. Grounded out to first in the 3rd inning and struck out in the 4th. Fouled away out of play to the right side. And again, 20 minutes approximately after the conclusion of this game, the Anthony Wayne Generals, who you just saw there gathering on the right side, ranked number 11th in the nation, according to the USA Today poll, will be taking on Portsmouth Notre Dame in the White Pool final. Can't catch up with the rise ball for a strikeout there. Terrific rise ball from Caitlin Bing. No catching up with that one, so one down. And back to the top of the order in the center fielder, Jane Loisinger. Showing the bunt, Peru more than halfway down the line at third. Paitlin Conley also charging from first base. Peru's charging so hard, the left fielder out there is coming in to cover up at third base just in case with runners on second and third. Now they're actually having the shortstop Ellis go over there and cover instead. Loisinger takes down and away. She's 1 for 3. Sacrifice bunt, a single and a stolen base, and a run scored back in the third. She was called on strikes to end the fourth her last time up. Takes up and away there. Charles Hall checks with Rick Hannon to verify no, she did not offer it that pitch. Right decision by the men in blue there. Loisinger runs up at it, fouls it off down the left side, just out of play. And we can confirm now that it was indeed, it is Paisley Conley out there now playing left field in place of Delaney Dietrich. Slap through the middle and into center field for a base hit. The runners will hold to load the bases once again for the Lebanon Warriors. Yeah, no sense risking it with this kind of a lead, certainly. But Loisinger with her second hit of the game. That'll bring up the shortstop, Juliana Gonzalez. Officially 0 for 2, but she's reached 3 times, scored a run. That one hit Gonzalez. 4th hit batter by Perry pitchers, and Gonzalez gets an RBI the hard way. Scheidler scoring again. Base is still loaded with 1 out, and it'll be Teubner. She's walked all 4 times, the middle 2 intentionally. Ten runs on 7 hits now for Lebanon. Deal with 12 walks and 4 hit batters. And we saw the numbers on Teubner earlier. Bing is not going to do anything too cute here against the left-handed hitting catcher. That one catches the corner to make it 3-1. That's my count. There have been 3 RBI for Lebanon with either walks or hit batters with the bases loaded in this game. And Bing catches the outside corner to run the count full as we see it again in the Donley Ford of Asheville replay. Good job by Victoria Boyer framing that pitch. Driven into right center field and deep. It'll go almost through the fence. Elson is able to cut it off. 2 runs will score. So 2 more across. Teubner with a couple of RBIs. Second and third now. Had a runner for Teubner every time she's been out there. So with the margin now 10, and we're going to see a pitching change again. This time it'll be Lucy Dragos, who's the designated player, to come on to pitch. She does do some pitching for this Perry team. And again, with the run rule, because Perry are the home team, they will get one more opportunity to bat. You see Tegan Uhl, who's had a big day, 3 RBI. So Dragos finishes up her warm-ups and will be ready to go. The third Perry pitcher, third time they made a change. Again, Bing started. Elliott came on for her in the second. Bing returned to the circle in the fourth, and now Dragos pitching. Ball bounced to shortstop Ellis all the way across. For out number 2, another run scores, though. Gonzalez coming in from second, so an RBI ground out for Uhl, who now has 4. Teubner moved over to third. She should say, well, the pinch runner moved to third, either Kyra Heiser or Nevia Strickland. Not sure which, again, with her wearing the hoodie, can't see a jersey on there. And we're going to have a pinch hitter for Eden Chin. I should say for Kendall Allen. And it is going to be Nevia Strickland. So it is Kyra Heiser who's running for Teubner. Strickland, a senior. She hits it high and deep into right field over the head of Martin, and that'll be extra bases. The run scores, and a pinch hit double for Nevia Strickland. Got under it a bit, but drove it deep in the right field over the head of C.C. Martin. And Kyra Heiser able to score easily from third base. And that one hit batter. Eden Chin will reach on a hit by pitch. Second time she's been hit by a pitch. 5th overall by Perry pitchers today. And for the second time in this game, the Lebanon Warriors have batted around. Sophia Scheidler, who started this inning with another double off the fence in left center field, will come to bat. He also has 2 RBIs to go with her 3 doubles and a single and a stolen base. And another wild pitch will allow the runners to move up. She had the 3 doubles, but only the single she had in the second hit of that inning resulted in runs being scored. Those other 3 doubles were all to lead off an inning as she fouls the pitch away again. 10 hits now for the Warriors. But they've had many more walks and hit batters than that. Again, Lucy Dragos is pitching for Perry, the third Panthers pitcher today. Into center field. Elson's going to let it drop in front of her. Another run scores. Scheidler with her third RBI of the day. And Chin moves over to third base. So Sophia Scheidler, 3 doubles and 2 singles. 2 runs scored and 3 RBI and a stolen base. And it'll bring up right fielder Kennedy Yawk once again. Yawk is 1 for 3. Single and an RBI in the second. Walked and scored in the earlier in this 6th inning. To right center field. Martin is able to come away with it for the 3rd out, but Lebanon stretched their lead. Last chance for the Perry Panthers. They need to get at least 3 to extend this game at the Mid-Ohio Spring Classic, live and free on OH Report.
Instead of paying for some big-name spokesperson, Kasasa Checking gives that money back to you in cash rewards. In fact, you just bought me this cup of coffee. See how that works? Amazing! Free checking, cash rewards. Take back banking with Kasasa.
Last chance for the Perry Panthers. It is the bottom of the 6th, but as you can see, they trail by 13, so they need at least 3 runs to extend this game. As the first pitch is bounced foul by C.C. Martin, the right fielder. She's 1 for 2, singled and scored in the second, and popped up to the shortstop, Gonzalez, to open the 4th. In the air, up over first base, and it'll be Uhl to make the play for out number 1. Lucy Dragos, who's now pitching, will come up. She is officially without an at-bat. She had a sacrifice bunt in the second and walked in the 4th. First pitch by Emily Oaten misses way outside. Oatman, 2 runs on 4 hits. She stranded 5. Behind 2-0 here. She's walked 2 and struck out 1. And she gets strike 1 on the inside corner there. I have to call her work quietly efficient today. Hasn't looked spectacular, not overpowering. She's just gotten the job done. And that one just missed to make it 3-1. The Lebanon fans not thrilled with that, but pretty irrelevant at this stage. Down by 13. And that caught the inside corner for strike 2. So Drago's got ahead, but the string is now out with a full count. See Emily Oatman with the 15 on her back, matching the 15 runs her teammates have scored for her. Slapped a chin over its second, easy play for out number 2. The last opportunity for the Panthers will be Victoria Boyer. Again, 3 runs to extend this game to the 7th inning. Again, about 20 minutes after the conclusion of this, Anthony Wayne Generals and the Portsmouth Notre Dame Titans will go at it in the white pool final. As Boyer takes ball 1 down and away. Boyer's 0 for 2. Grounded out to short in the 2nd and flied out to center in the 4th. She's ahead here, 2-0. And all of a sudden, Emily Oatman having a little trouble finding the strike zone. And she got that one in for strike 1. 3-1 pitch is in there for strike 3, and that will do it. Lebanon Warriors, or is that strike 2? That's strike 2, yes. Okay, Charles Hall corrected himself. So 2 outs here. Down to the last possible at bat here, Victoria Boyer of the Perry Panthers. Payoff pitch, fouled off at the plate, but it hit Boyer while she was still in the box, so the ball is ruled dead. So we'll go one more time at 3-2. Fouled away, we'll do it again. Boyer was one of the 2 RBI for the Perry Panthers on that single in the 2nd inning. Must seem like a long time ago. Allen a couple steps inside the bag at 3rd. Outfield not very deep at all, but playing straight away. High and foul down the left side, out of play. One more time at 3-2 from Emily Oatman, trying to close it out for the Lebanon Warriors to win the Red Pool at the Mid-Ohio Spring Classic. And the game is extended as Boyer hits it in the hole at shortstop. Her second hit of the 5 that the Panthers have. That'll bring up the left-handed hitting center fielder Carrie Ann Elson. She has one of those hits, the single to score a run in the second. Grounded out to second to end the fourth. The at-bats have been a lot fewer and farther between for these Panthers as opposed to the Warriors. See, Elson sets up very deep in the batter's box with that left foot on the back line and then runs up, but this time taking strike one. In case you're curious, the line is considered part of the batter's box, so a player's foot has to be completely outside the line for her to be considered out of it. In the air to center field, Loisinger having to come on and makes the sliding catch to end the game and win the tournament for the Warriors. Well, I said before, she plays a very shallow center field, and that time it paid off. And that will do it. The Lebanon Warriors, a dominant performance, admittedly aided by some not very good pitching from the Perry Panthers. Again, the giving up 14 walks and hitting 5 batters. So we will take a break. We'll go over some of the final numbers and have our player of the game, and that'll be coming up next here live and free on OH Report.
She got that.
Instead of paying for some big-name spokesperson, Kasasa Checking gives that money back to you in cash rewards. In fact, you just bought me this cup of coffee. See how that works? Amazing! Free checking, cash rewards. Take back banking with Kasasa.
Welcome back to the Mid-Ohio Spring Classic. The Lebanon Warriors out of the G-Walk down near Cincinnati, winning the Red Pool 15-2 in the final over the Perry Panthers. And this game brought to you by DONLEY Ford of Ashland, with over 300 vehicles to choose from. Hit a home run on your next vehicle purchase at DONLEY Ford of Ashland. CAROTHERS Pest Control. If you got a pest, call the best. 419-342-6841. Scout Construction. With more than a decade of business, you can trust Scout Construction with your roofing and siding needs. Call Scout Construction for more information, 419-989-7240. And by Sutton Bank, earn the cash reward of your choice for doing simple activities with Kasasa. Back with our CAROTHERS Pest Control MVP after this break here live and free on OH Report.
Instead of paying for some big-name spokesperson, Kasasa Checking gives that money back to you in cash rewards. In fact, it just bought me this cup of coffee. See how that works? Amazing! Free checking, cash rewards. Take back banking with Kasasa.
report. It's our Carruthers Pest Control Player of the Game, and it's the left fielder for the Lebanon Warriors, Sophia Scheidler. A big day, 5 for 5, 3 doubles, 2 runs scored, a stolen base, and 3 RBI. And I got to tell you, a couple of those balls looked like on a normal day might have carried, but the wind knocked them down, certainly. And all 3 of those doubles were leadoff doubles to start an inning. How important was that with getting your team's offense going, even though it was aided and abetted a bit by all the walks you received?
I think it really got our energy going, and it really helped our team get going in the inning. I knew I had to lead off the inning somehow.
Yeah, and that's an old saying with baseball and softball. Leadoff hitters sometimes only do lead off an inning once. You got to do it 3 times, batting down in that number 6 spot in the order. And lastly, anybody you want to give a shout out to? Take it away, Sophia.
I just want to give a shout out to my coaches and my players for always having my back, and all my trainers that have helped me.
Well, all your teammates definitely had your back today with all the hits and the walks and the hit batters. Sophia Scheidler of Lebanon, our Carruthers Pest Control Player of the Game. Okay, you're good. Thank you very much, Sophia. We appreciate it. Okay, you're good. You can go rejoin your teammates. Thank you again. Back at Marshall Park in Ontario for the DONLEY Ford of Ashland postgame show. There's your final score. Lebanon Warriors 15-2 over the Perry Panthers to win the Red Pool. 5 runs in the second inning and 6 runs in the 6th, where the Lebanon Warriors batted around both of those innings. Again, there's your totals, but what you don't see there is Lebanon received 12 walks and had 5 batters hit by pitches. And that was as big as all the hitting they got. And we mentioned Sophia Scheidler, our player of the game, with those 5 hits, 3 of them doubles. So coming up next, after about 15 minutes or so, the White Pool final will be Portsmouth Notre Dame taking on the nationally ranked Anthony Wayne Generals. We'll have that for you in about 15 minutes, again, live and free on OH Report. Thanks to all of our crew members here, Travis Berardi, Adam Thompson, Dylan Farrell, and Madeline Zizzuto. I'm Keith Kokinda. Good afternoon. We'll be back in about 15 minutes here in Ontario.